going to leave the lights on today.
Tom Ziglar here, coming to you live from the Ziglar Studios in Plano, Texas. We're talking about our Live to Win program. I'm so excited that you have joined us for the Ziglar Live to Win program. We're going to be talking about the fastest way to success. What is the fastest way to success? That question was asked to me last year in Australia. I'm going to give you the answer to that, and then I'm going to give you a blueprint, a step-by-step plan of action. And then at the end of this presentation, which is going to take about 25 minutes or so, we are going to offer you an opportunity to join our Live to Win program. We have a live webinar series that I host every single week. So as we go through this section, I want you to be thinking about it. Could you learn? Could you benefit from this? I want to say thank you to our Facebook fans that are on right now. We're broadcasting this simultaneously on our YouTube channel. To those of you who registered before today's webcast, and for those of you who are just dropping in from all over the world, we have over 4 million fans on Facebook. We like to bring you life-changing information. So stay tuned. We're going to get going. We're going to have some exciting information that I believe will change your life. So here we go. What is Live to Win? Live to Win is a program that we designed. It's called Live to Win, 7 Weeks to Balance Success. And it's a program that we believe can revolutionize your life. So here is a question that I have for you. When you look at yourself where you are today, do you have untapped potential in your life? Think about that. When you look at your life and you look at the 7 areas of your life, the mental, the spiritual, the physical, the family, the financial, the personal, and the career, when you look at the 7 areas of life, do you have untapped potential? When you rate yourself in those 7 areas of life, let's just say you rated those 7 areas on a scale of 1 to 10. Here's a question for you. In which area of your life did God create you to not be successful in? Your family? Your health, finances, career, personal life? Which one of those areas were you created to be average in? Well, I'm here to tell you, you were created to be successful and healthy and significant in every single one of those areas. And so a lot of times we look at where we are in life and we have a picture, a dream of where we want to go. And what's the difference? What's the gap? Well, I'm here to tell you, I believe the gap is the untapped potential that you have within you. Let's think about this for a moment. I'm here and I'm going through life and I'm doing the best I can and I'm using all the information at my fingertips and I'm doing the best with what I have, and yet I still have challenges. I still have obstacles. Guess what? We all have obstacles and challenges. The question is what are we learning right now that'll allow us to untap the potential within us? You see, I believe this firmly. You have everything within inside of you already that you need to be successful. You have all the ingredients for success. All the character qualities are there. They're just undeveloped. They need to be brought out at what I call unleashed. I love the term unleashed. So what I want to do is I want to put in front of you the Live to Win program. It's a great infographic. In fact, if you're on Facebook or joining us, you can go to Ziglar.com/LTW. And this infographic that I'm going to share with you, you can download. It'll be a reminder of this presentation. But let's get into the program right now. So as you look at the screen, I'm going to build this infographic, and Live to Win is 7 weeks to balance success. What does 7 weeks mean? Well, what we did is I started off with the 7 areas of life. And in the Live to Win program, we work on each area once a week. So we work on the mental for 1 week, the spiritual for 1 week, the physical, all the way through. And if you look back at that screen on the infographic, where do you start? It starts with why. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the why, the dreams, and the goals. If you're going to create the life that you want, you're going to have to understand what your why is. What are you shooting for? Where do you want to go? My father, Zig Ziglar, said this: if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. So what do you want for your life? What's the why behind the why? You know, we do a lot of sales training as a company, and we go into big corporations, and when we get down to the last minute, you know, and we say, can we help you in this program? And the buyer says yes. And we say, well, if we came in and we did the sales training for you, what would you expect would happen? And the buyer will say something like, oh, well, our company, our sales, our revenue would grow by at least 10%. And so we ask them the why behind the why. Well, what would happen if it grew by 10%? And they'd say, oh, well, we'd hit our quota. We would make more money. And we'd say, well, why is that important? And then they would follow up and they'd say, well, that's important because we get job security. We make more money. We have what we need to achieve our dreams. And so then we say, well, why is making more money important? And the buyer will say something like, oh, well, if I make more money, I can pay off my debt. Well, why is that important? Well, if I pay off my debt, I can buy that lake house that I've always dreamed about. Well, why is that important? Well, because when I have the lake house, my grandkids are going to come and play there. And I get to spend time with my grandkids. You see, that's the why behind the why behind the why. So as we go through this, I want you to think about your why. What's the big reason for you to improve? Why do you want to unleash your potential? Hopefully it's something like that, where you can spend one-on-one time with your grandkids. You can fund that nonprofit. You can go on that vacation that you've always dreamed of. Whatever it is, that's okay. And then we've also got to understand that on this journey that we're on a journey from survival to significance. You see, we all start off in life in this situation where, our life is just kind of like a pinball in a pinball machine. Remember that time when you were growing up and you weren't sure what you were going to do with life, and your aunts and uncles and family and friends, they all said, you know what, you should do this or you should do that. And so that's what you did. And you just went about your days. And then one day it dawned on you, wait a second, I can't do what everybody else wants me to do. I need to figure out why I'm here. And so that's when you started working on your own qualities of success, your character qualities, your gifts. And in that moment, you moved from survival to stability. And then if you look at that, we move from stability to success and success to significance. We move from stability to success when we work on our specific qualities, our attitudes, our characteristics. And then we move from stability to success and significance when we work on the skills that we need to get there. So we're on this journey. What is the difference between success and significance? Well, in life, we achieve success when we have more of the good things that life has to offer. We achieve significance when we help other people be, do, or have more than they thought possible. So in that early example of what's the why behind the why, remember the sales manager, the VP, the buyer, he's out on this lake house playing with his grandkids. Man, that is success. Significance comes when then he teaches his grandkids what's important about life, how to live life well. What qualities do you have? Honesty, integrity, character, love, loyalty, discipline. You see, we move into the significance zone when we teach others how to become successful and then significant themselves. Then if we look at the left-hand side of this page, you'll see that there's a sequence there. And that's where, if you look at it, we move from the why and we see that word hope. And then hope moves up to, moves to the next level there. Hope moves up to optimism, and optimism to creativity, and creativity to habits. So what do we mean by this when you look at that? Well, here's the reality. When we create a big why for ourselves, we get excited because now we're going somewhere. We have a purpose, a reason to live. We're living far beyond just our own reasons. We're living for our family and for our kids and generations to come. And then we put together the plans and the processes, we start listening to the right information, the right mental input. That builds optimism. And when optimism happens in your life, it opens up your thinking. You see, when you're frustrated or afraid or scared or distressed because what you've been doing isn't working, your brain actually goes into flight or fight mode. What does that mean? Well, when you're in a negative state, when you're in a negative mindset, there's only two responses to a situation. You either try harder and harder and harder and you pound on it. That's like fighting, right? Or you go, I've had it. I'm done. I'm giving up. What's the point anyway? But when you have a hope, a dream, a goal that you're going for, and you start listening to the right information, reading the right, hanging out with the right kind of people, and the optimism gets created, then the possibilities open up your mind. I could try this, and I could try this, and I could do that, and I could add this to this. And last time that didn't work, but that's okay because that gave me 3 more ideas. And suddenly you have hundreds of things to choose from. See, your creativity is unleashed. And then you pick the things that actually work for you, and you put them into the system or the habit. You see, habits are just systems for your personal life, and systems are just habits for your professional life. And so what we want to do is we want to create the right kind of habits. And so now what do? Well, this is where we climb the stairway, and so we're going to go quick here. So the first thing you're going to work on in this sequence to success is the mental part. I believe the most important thing that you can do is to control the input into your life. What are you doing on a daily basis to get the right information? The quote that I have for this is, what you feed your mind determines your appetite. You see, what you put into your mind, what you read, what you listen to, who you associate with, whatever you're putting in, you're going to want more of that. If you read successful things, you're going to want more success. You're going to read more of that information. If you hang out with people with good attitudes, the chances of your attitude going up goes up dramatically. Dad said this, a right attitude will outperform a negative attitude every single time. So what's the logic in having a negative attitude? It makes no sense whatsoever. When we put the right things into our mind, the right input, this is what happens. Our input determines our outlook. Our outlook determines our output. And our output determines our outcome. We start with the right information into our mind. And then the next step is the spiritual. The words that we have for spiritual are character and integrity. You see, spiritual means not physical. It means the things that are intangible that make all the difference in the world. C.S. Lewis said that we are not a body with a soul. We're a soul with a body. And the character qualities that we have make all the difference in our life. Character and integrity, love, loyalty, discipline, kindness, compassion, love. These are character qualities. When you ask Dad, Zig Ziglar, what is the most important reason to his success? The number one reason, he said character and integrity. And here's what we know, is that trust is the byproduct of integrity. So what are you doing on a daily basis to improve your integrity, to create the trust? Here's the reality. All of life and all of business is about relationships. Without trust, you cannot have a relationship. We've got to build integrity so that trust becomes the byproduct of that. Then the third step in this is the physical. In physical, we talk about persistent consistency. What is persistent consistency? Consistency is when you have a worthy goal or objective and you work on it every single day. That's being consistent. Persistency is that when you work on it, you take it up a notch. You go to the next level. You do whatever it takes. You do a little bit extra. Dad, in his book, See at the Top, said, he explained it this way. It's called BAM, B-A-A-M, block in a mailbox. Yep, that's persistent consistency. When he got on a weight loss program, he had to get in shape. The exercise that he chose to do was jogging. And the first day he went to run, he was totally out of shape. He ran a block on the first day. The second day, which is consistency, he ran again. But on the second day, he ran a block in a mailbox. The third day, a block and 2 mailboxes. Every time he added a mailbox, that was persistency. Persistent consistency. And here's the quote that we have for this part on our journey. Do it, and you will feel motivated to do it. Logic will not change an emotion, but action will. That's key there. Logic will not change an emotion, but action will. So we've talked about the mental, the spiritual, and the physical, and we always start with those. Why? Because when you do these things first, you have more capacity, more energy, more capability. You have the right mindset. If you want to know why people join the gym in January and quit in February, it's because they don't have a big why or a dream. They don't have the right mindset. They're not putting the right things into their mind. And so even though physically they're starting to see results, the day comes when they want to sleep in, and that turns into 2 days and 3 days. And before you know it, they're not going. So we got to start with this. Now we go to the fourth step on the stairway to the top, the stairway to success, the live to win life. And that fourth step is family. And here we talk about influence and example. You see, in our own family life, if we want to have influence, and guess what? We all have influence. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. But if we want to have the right kind of influence, that means we've got to be first the right kind of example. We've got to have the right kind of a character, the right kind of integrity in our example. We've got to live where people can count on us. We've got to have the discipline to put the right mental things into our life. We've got to work on our spiritual qualities on a daily basis. And we've got to represent physically what it means to live a healthy and balanced life. When we do those two things in our family, then we have influence and example. And so the quote that we have there is this: if we could teach our kids one thing, it would be the discipline of creating winning habits. I said it earlier, when I was in Australia, somebody said, "Tom, what's the fastest way to success?" And I said the fastest way to success is to replace bad habits with good habits. So in our Live to Win program, which I'll be talking about in just a minute, every week on a live webinar with Q&A, group coaching and training, our whole focus is on one of these areas. 1 week we do the mental, 1 week we do the spiritual, 1 week we do the physical, 1 week we do the family. And we learn so much together, and I answer questions. But here's the takeaway from that, is at the end of that session, all you do is write down one bad habit that you're going to get rid of. You're going to throw it away, and you're going to replace it with the new habit. Okay, let's go to the next step on the stairway. The next step on the stairway is dreams and financial. So the word for financial is dreams. And why do I connect financial with dreams? Well, remember, we started this whole webinar with the idea of starting with the why, the dream, the goal that you have. So why are we connecting the financial to it? Well, this is what I know from life, because I talk to people all over the world. People get their financial house in order, generally speaking, at 1 or 2 times in their life. The most common time is when disaster strikes. That's right, the verge of bankruptcy, you lose the job, the medical emergency happens, the change that you didn't plan on comes along, and all of a sudden, financially, your world's upside down. And so what do? You get serious. You start writing a budget. You start giving every dollar a name, as our good friend Dave Ramsey says. There's another time in life when people plan out their financial livelihood, the budgeting process, what they're going to spend, what they're going to invest, what they're going to give away. And you know when that is? That's when they have a compelling dream or a why that's worth the sacrifice. You see, delayed gratification might be the most powerful tool that you have in your life. And instant gratification may be the most deadly of all diseases out there affecting the American population and really of anywhere in the world. If we can delay gratification, if we can put away the good so that we can have the best, everything changes. So when we think about dreams and financial, what do we mean by that? Well, this is what I mean. You want to work for a dream and not a paycheck. You see, every day of my life, I watch my dad get up. He didn't need an alarm clock to remind him to get up. He had a dream that was waking him up. He woke up every day for a dream. Same with me. I love what I do. In the morning, I get up early. I get excited because a dream is pulling me. So many people, in fact, 70% of the population is what I call zombies. Yep, they're just going through life like a zombie. They're doing whatever job they have because somebody said that's what they should be doing. They see no connection between where they're going in life and the job that they have. Here's the reality. Dreams take time and money. And the better you do in your job, the faster you can achieve your dreams. You see, when you do a great job at your job, when you blow it away, when you have the right attitude, a ton of effort and lots of skill, and everybody sees that, you get a raise, a promotion, you earn commission, you make the sale. And if you're working in a place that doesn't recognize that, then pretty soon somebody outside of your place will say, hey, come work for us. Yep, when you work for a dream instead of a paycheck, your dreams happen faster. And then there's the next step on the stairway to the top, and that's the personal. Now, this is a sequence that we're going through, and for personal, we're talking about goals. You see, you've identified your dream. You're working on the core, the mental, the spiritual, and the physical. You've got your family in order. Now you've got a dream and a financial plan to get there. Now we need to get serious about our goals. We got to take those dreams and take them down into bite-sized steps. On our Live to Win webinar that we do every week with our members, every 7 weeks, we go through an in-depth goal-setting process where we teach you how to set goals, how you break down that dream into bite-sized pieces, how you identify it. You know, we talk about the benefits, the obstacles you've got to overcome, the people you need to know, the action plans that you've got to build, and the deadline that you're going to put on it. You see, when you take a dream and you break it into bite-sized pieces and you take one step at a time, that dream becomes a reality. That's why we get serious about goal setting. Now, here's the short course on goal setting. You want to know what goal achievers do that nobody else does? Goal achievers do 3 things. They write the goal down in detail. And in the Live to Win webinar series that I offer, we give you the detail. We give you the whole system. Number 2, you know what they do? They work on it every single day. Imagine that, persistent consistency in the goal setting process. And number 3, what do? They have an accountability partner. So in our Live to Win community, one of the benefits is at the end of every call, we all announce the goal that we've set, the bad habit that we're giving up, and the good habit that we're going to develop. You have a community that helps hold you accountable. It's a powerful thing. So what's the quote here? It's real simple. A goal properly set is halfway reached. A goal properly set is halfway reached. Yes, sir. When you write that goal down in detail, which we'll teach you how to do, you're halfway there. Now let's get to the last step on the stairway. The last step on the stairway is the career. And with career, we talk about performance. Because here's the reality. Almost everyone I know, in fact, if you are beyond this category, I need to meet you personally, but almost everybody I know, they need an economic engine. They need a career, a professional vocation, a job. If they're a business owner, they need to earn profits out of their business in order to fund their life, in order to allow their dreams to happen. And so how do we make that happen? Well, we work on our career. So what is the performance formula? It's very simple. There's 3 words that make up performance. I want to give you this formula very quickly. Attitude times effort times skill equals performance. A times E times S equals P. You see, when you have an outstanding positive attitude, it's contagious in all the right ways. And then your work ethic, your energy, what you do is second to none. You're not just doing what it takes to get by at your office or in your own personal life. You are going the extra mile. Your concern is this: who's number 1 in the company? Who's number 1 in the world? What do the top 5% in my category do from an effort perspective? I'm going to learn from them. I'm going to do what they do, and I'm going to outwork them. And then it's skill. You know, so many organizations that I know offer great training. And yet, when I look at the top 5% of people in those organizations, did you know that all of them invest in themselves? They're always reading and learning and attending seminars out of their own pocket because they know that their professional skill is ultimately their responsibility, so they own it. So if you want to have off-the-charts performance, you own your attitude. Nobody tells you your attitude but you. You're putting Zig Ziglar in the CD player on the way into work, listening to in your car. You're listening to good, clean, pure, powerful information while you're working out. Your attitude is yours. And your effort, oh my gosh, you're always going the extra mile. You're doing that little bit extra every time. And your skill, you're excited to learn more, to grow. Because when you do that, you can deliver more. And when you deliver more, that means you're solving more problems. And when you're solving more problems, you get rewarded with certificates of appreciation, which is what we call money. It's an awesome thing. So what is the quote that goes with this? When your image improves, your performance improves. Now, isn't it interesting when you look at this stairway from left to right, that we started off with the image things, our mental image, our spiritual image, our physical image. So as we build those up the stairway, our performance improves. And then that allows us to enjoy the be, do, have, and give that are in the middle of that. You see, Dad coined this philosophy. You got to be before you can do, and you got to do before you can have. And guess what, folks? You got to have before you can give. You got to be the right kind of person, do the right things before you can expect to have all that life has to offer. And then when you're the right kind of person, doing the right things with more of the things that life has to offer, you can share that. You can give that away. You can bless other people with that. And what does that lead to? That leads to significance. So at the top of this stairway is significance. We're climbing the stairway to move from survival to significance. And we're unleashing it with that formula on the left-hand side, going from hope to habits. And then there's the quote there: the fastest way to success is to replace bad habits with good habits. Now I want to share with you that I covered in about 20 minutes what I spend 8 hours on during our live webinar series. So let me share with you what our live webinar series is, because we have a special offer today that I would love for you to take advantage of. First off, you'll see there, I call it a live weekly interactive group training and coaching. So what do I mean by that? Well, every week, Monday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, you join a live webinar program that I'm leading. And I call it training and coaching because I'm going to deliver about 35 to 40 minutes of brand new content that is life-changing, life-empowering, things that if you implement will take you from where you are to where you want to go. But I also call it coaching because we take time throughout to answer questions and to hear victories that people have had. The most inspiring thing on the call isn't me. And let me tell you, it's definitely not me. It's the people out there who are participating, who are putting in practice, who are losing 40 pounds, who are earning more income, who are having more free time to spend with their family simply because they've set a goal to achieve their dream and they're taking steps every week. So that's the benefit of the live event. Now, when you register and join, the first thing that you're going to get is we're going to send you 8 hours on an MP4 of the complete course that's already been recorded, and you can download the workbook, over 103 pages that you can instantly have access. You don't even have to wait for me to show up before you can start learning. Oh, and just as a side note, when you attend the live webcast, or even if you miss the live webinar, that's okay because we send you a recording of what just happened. We have another special bonus that we're putting in, and that is everybody who joins our Live to Win program gets access to our Ziglar On Demand program. This is our complete library of all of Zig Ziglar's greatest works: How to Stay Motivated, Raising Positive Kids, Courtship After Marriage, Secrets of Closing the Sale. When you add it all up, over 60 hours of content that will give you the right support and mental input so that you can do it on your own time. You can plug it into your car. You can listen to it on your phone while you're working out, on your laptop computer. Everything comes to you right where you are via the internet on your smartphone or smart tablet or computer. We give you that information. And then when we look at the live weekly calls, like I said before, you can email me questions. I send you my personal email address. You can email me questions before the live webinar, and I will answer those on. You can chat those questions in during the webinar. And once again, if you happen to miss the webinar, about an hour after the webinar is done, we send that recording out to you. That way you can listen to it at your leisure and benefit from it. So here's the recap of the benefits to you. It's powerful. You can start right away. It gives you a specific plan of action. Remember that question we asked at the beginning? Do you have untapped potential within you? Is the difference between where you are and where you want to go that untapped potential? Well, let me tell you, I believe you have it within you. It just needs to be developed and unleashed. So what's your plan? How are you going to get there? What is the current course that you're on? Would you benefit? I believe you would, from spending and investing a little bit of time every week on going after your dream. What is your dream worth to you? So what is the financial investment of this? Well, we showed you some numbers earlier, and I want to show you today that we have a special incentive that if you take action today, that you will be able to benefit from this. Here's the incentive. For those of you on Facebook, all you got to do is go to Ziglar.com and go to our Live to Win page, because I'm going to give you a coupon code here that's going to save you a little bit of money. Normally, if you added all this up, it would be over $2,700. And we have a special package on our website. In fact, all the material in Ziglar On Demand just by itself, if you purchase that in hard copy, you'd spend over $1,200 just for that. But on our website, we have a special package, everything for $497. Then we have a little bit of a special going on our website. You can get it for $397. But because you joined us today on this live webinar right now, this live webcast, we have a code for you. So I want you to write this down. LTW 100. Live to Win, that's what it stands for. LTW 100. So what that means is you get everything we just talked about for $297. You get the 48 weeks. 48 weeks is how long you enroll for, and you can come as many times as you want. We go over the course every 7 weeks and we repeat. We have people now who are on their 4th go-round. They're just starting the 4th time through the course. Why is that? Well, when you're making progress on a weekly basis, you're a completely different person 2 or 3 months later. You're at a higher level in every area of your life. And so your goals change, your dreams grow, your satisfaction with life increases. So $297 is the investment when you use that code LTW100. Here's the thing, that is going to be available for a very short time. We're only going to have it available for the next 24 hours or so. So you want to take advantage of it. You want to enroll right away, and we will send you immediately the entire course, everything that we talked about, the electronic workbook, all the downloads, and then you can join us right away on the program. I'm so excited that you invested this time today. I hope you learned something through this webcast. We give you a lot of information. We've shown you the steps to take, and now what we want to do is we want to partner with you on your journey, because here's what I believe. The world needs you. You have what it takes. It's already inside of you. If you're unhappy with where you are in life, that's okay. You can change. And the way you change is you change the input into your life. When you change the input, the output changes automatically. Live to Win, I believe, is the most powerful program to change your mindset and to give you the specific steps you need in each of these core areas of life to be the creation that God created you to be. Life's a journey. We need to set our goals, we need to understand our dreams, and we need to take the step-by-steps that we need to achieve what we want in life. I want to thank you for being a part of this. It's an honor and a privilege to serve you. Thank you for our Facebook fans for being on here, and we will see you next time when we do another webcast for everybody. Thank you.